Welcome all to the third day session of Nadi-shira training. I am welcoming Basara sir on behalf of Joshi Kerala Group. Good evening. Now you can take in the session, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Welcome to the Nadiswara session. Yes, Murali Nair, you have any question? Murali Nair.
Yes, sir. I am a diabetic patient last 20 years.
Okay.
So, do you have any miracle from your side?
There is no miracle.
Because I am doing medicine and doing the yoga and everything, but yoga and also doing. But the sugar level is very okay. I mean, without the medicine, I have to do the Nadi-shira.
So here,
sir, please, questions only based on Nadi-shira. Please cooperate with us. We will consider such questions in the end of the class.
okay, I will tell you based on our experience. I'm just correlating diabetes and Nadiswara. Previously, I've seen many cases who were having diabetes and took the pulses. So they will get the symptoms under the deficiency, either in deficiency or yang deficiency. So based on that only, they will have some symptoms related to stress and neuropathy and excessive hunger, weight loss. So all these things, it comes under indeficiency only. Few people have some yang deficiency symptoms like not feeling hunger, gaining weight, obesity, and body toxins increase, all these things. So my suggestion is, if anybody getting diabetes means you are not getting overnight or you are not curing overnight. So diabetes is a digestive disorder, means your body is unable to convert food into chi, and at the same time it is unable to absorb. So to reverse it, according to me, it will take 2 to 3 years of effort. Okay, so definitely, so by following either Nadiswara or pulse diagnosis or your body symptoms and treating slowly, maybe weekly or 2 weeks once, depending upon the body response. So within 6 months to 1 year, you can come out of the symptoms. Even after 1 year also, even if you don't have symptoms also, there will be blood sugar readings will show. Even that can be come out by just further guiding the treating the body. So you can work on it. Because we treated many clients with a few months and years of effort, and they're doing great. So we'll work on it. So how best?
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you so much for your nice information.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We took one separate on diabetes. Please go through some of the video links which is available in Joshi Kerala Group.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. So yesterday we discussed about the few of the patterns we discussed. Today we'll further discuss. So today we will concentrate on second concepts of Nadiswara. So with the time constraints, yesterday and day before yesterday, we discussed about 6 to 8 different patterns of Nadiswara. So in near future, so we will conduct on one more week Nadiswara classes, and we will discuss another 6 to 8 patterns. So before that, today we will discuss what is the next page in the Nadiswara. So next page in Nadiswara, it is indicating about the Tridosha. So today we will discuss about it. So what is Tridosha? It is a Vata and Pitta and Kapha. So Nadiswara will give you the imbalance in the Tridoshas. Actually, it is giving the patient's present Vikruti, not Prakruti. So your body original constitution is called Prakruti. This is original constitution. For example, I am a Vata person. The Vata pulse will be there. Somebody may be having Pitta pulse or Pitta Prakruti or Kapha Prakruti. So that you can, what is your Prakruti, you can find out by using some question answers. So you just Google it, Ayurvedic Prakruti finding questions. There's a list of 20-25 questions will be there. So by filling up those questions, you can understand what is your Prakruti. So that is your the actually body constitution, the original body constitution. There is another terminology, it is used in the Vikruti. It is a present body constitution. In present body constitution, so normally in Indian village side, you might have noticed that many people in village side especially, if anybody not feeling well or sick, they used to tell he lost his body, the Prakruti of the body. Or they used to say his Prakriti is not good, his Prakriti is not aligned. So that means if anybody, they are unable to align, they are unable to stay in their original energy levels, so then we call it as a Vikruti. For example, if your heat body is there and some air fall will be there, and your father's also some heat body is there. If your Pitta Prakriti is there, even present also it is showing Pitta means you are normal. Your body Prakriti is Pitta, but now it is Nadiswara is showing Kapha is highest out of 3. Then we call it as a Vikruti. Sometimes 2 Vikrutis will dominate, like Kapha Pitta, Kapha Vata, Vata Kapha, Pitta Kapha, like that. So everything it depends on the disturbance in the different meridian levels or chakras. So Nadiswara will give you the present body constitution. So I will show you a few examples here. Just a minute.
बेड नीचे बिछाओगे यार कोई नहीं कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता हाँ वहाँ पे करेगा पर वहाँ से उतर नहीं पाएगा
Okay. So look at this. This is showing how the pattern of the different energies in the body according to Ayurveda. So as shown in the picture, we will find out the pulse with the different positions, more left and right. Normally for ladies, people will take left and for gents will take right in Ayurveda. But you can take any hand, you can clearly find out there is a different patterns in the pulse. When you find out Vata position, which is near to your thumb, so that is very feeble and it moves like a snake. The second is the Pitta. The middle one, yourself you can check. It is moving like a frog. Upward momentum will be there. The third one, which you are taking through ring finger, it is very feeble, very deep in nature, and it slowly rises and it will fall down because it is a Kapha pulse. It is normally slow and dense and more wider. So please check this so you can identify easily yourself. All three positions you just hold Vata, Pitta, Kapha. And it need not to be all pulses should be equally amplitude or same pressure or same speed. Here we are not at all talking about how strong they are. We are not talking about how fast they are. We are talking about how they appear. What is the pattern? What is the shape of the pulse? So anybody of you just tried, check yourself. Just check yourself and you can find it out. Vata, Pitta, Kapha. So this you can take it out. Your Nadiswara will give you, so what is the present constitution of your body? Okay. So some of you having more kapha, some of you having more pitta. There are few people may having more vata. So just check it out yourself. Right now in Nadiswara research, we are not going in depth of Ayurvedic concepts. There is a plan. So after releasing the new version of TCM, the acupuncture version, present one, after upgradation, we are planning to release a separate Ayurvedic reporting. So there we include Tridosha, Panchamahabhutas, and Saptadhatus, and Sabdoshas, and all. For presently, so through Nadiswara, you can use the concept of Tridosha to change your food and lifestyle habits. For example, if you have more kapha in the body, this is a present state. You may have original constitution, maybe pitta, maybe vata, maybe kapha. But which is, when compared to two, which is highest one? So that is showing the kapha. Because this patient is also having equally, there is a pitta also. You can call it as a this dosha of kapha pitta dosha. Means half of the symptoms they feel it as a in energy or coldness. Another half of the symptoms maybe there will be a heat or yang symptoms. So how you can implement to change your food and lifestyle? So which are all the pulse is highest? Just cross check with the patient whether they are feeling excess of cold or kapha related or stagnant related issues. So then you reduce those foods in their diet. For example, if kapha is there, just avoid oily, greasy, raw vegetables and cool drinks and fruits and milk product. This is a great move towards the healing, because you are giving some points or giving some marma, something else to reduce the coldness. At the same time, is going and eating all the dairy products and all the fruits and all. So how you feel? So it is a never-ending loop. Something you are reducing and patient, something is increased by the patient by taking food. If you want to get good results, if you want to see good changes within short period of time, so my suggestion is you suggest the food and lifestyle pattern to the patient. Similarly, if the person is having excess of vata, vata means it is excess of dryness in the body. For those people, try them to reduce the protein rich food, because all the pulses and proteins takes a lot of water from the body to digest. That's what after eating non-veg and all, many people feeling thirst. Why? The metabolism of any pulses or meat, it takes a lot of water. If you are already having vata nature, so better to reduce protein intake. But the person who is having kapha nature, they can take. The person who is having vata nature, because of the dryness, for him you can give some fruits and some dairy products and some cold food. It is helping. But at the same time, the person who is having excess kapha, for them already the body and mind, everything is excess of coldness will be there. For them, try to avoid the food which creates the coldness. You got it? One, you have to tell which you should avoid and which you should take. Any questions? It's welcome before going to the next topic. How we can correlate these three doshas to change food and lifestyle pattern.
Sir, I'm Muruganandam. So this first chart you are showing, sir, this some three bar in that.
Yes.
So this the left side is some indicator is there. So finally, kapha is more like that it is showing. So 0.5 something. So is there anything we can get from this graph, sir?
You can. Question is, what's your question, sir?
So questions are this the indicator, no? The indicator you are showing, right? Some indicator is showing Vata, Pitta, and Kapha.
Yes.
So here your ascending order you are showing Vata is less, and then Pitta is more, and then Kapha is
You
more.
won't get any ascending order. Random based on the patient values only you will get.
Okay. So this is the one pattern of patient. That's what you are showing.
Yeah, this is one example we took from one of the patient.
Okay.
So
I thought because you told, when you are explaining, you told that Kapha will be the dense, and some explanation you gave. So that is the reason you are showing the bar Kapha for that some height.
There is a predefined graph is there. So we took from one of the patient. I'm just correlating how you can change their food and lifestyle.
So, yeah, from this graph, what it is showing is for this patient, Kapha is more. Correct?
Yes. So to reduce the kapha, you just avoid milk products and greasy foods and cold items.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
So that even if you are giving treatment through either EH or electrohomeopathy or acupuncture or marma therapy or something else, your result will be good and better if you follow the food changes. Okay.
Yeah,
Good evening, Purnima here.
Yes, madam.
So my husband's initial, when I took the this thing Nadiswara reading, it was Pitta. His fire was 0.3, right,
Okay.
sir? And next element was air 0.4, and water was 0.15. And now last month I took, it was it has changed, the Tridosha, this thing has changed to Kapha. That is, air has become 0.32, earth is 0.27, and water is 0.22. So how this thing has changed so far, means within a span of some 4-5 months, sir?
Definitely. It's not even 4 months. Sometime it will change within month also.
Sir.
It is that is what we call it as a Vikruti. For example, the person who is having more kapha, 1 week you strictly follow the diet and give some points, automatically kapha will come down and pitta will rise.
Okay.
Okay, it will change because it is not Prakruti. Prakruti, it won't change lifelong. It's a Vikruti, it's keep on changing based on your symptoms and your based on your emotions and based on your food and lifestyle.
Okay, so now the main problem remains with the pain in the body.
Yeah, present. What is the excess Tridosha right now?
So main is pain in the joints and in the back and complete spine mainly. Body is very stiff.
So which one is highest?
So air.
Air, Vata.
Yes, Vata.
So normally,
not Vata, Kapha, sir. 0.32.
Kapha means definitely there is a phlegm accumulation in the joints.
Sir.
So yeah, due to that momentum reduced.
Yes, sir. So what can be done, sir, now?
You just give K3, just press K3 20 times for 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
It will reduce the phlegm in joints and reduces the stiffness.
Stiffness, right.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, Kapha represents coldness, Pitta represents heat, and Vata represents dryness. Is it like that, sir?
Yes, exactly.
So what about wind and humidity, sir? How can we connect?
Wind is a part of Vata. Humidity is also part of Kapha.
Okay. Humidity, sir?
Humidity is a part of Kapha. Kapha combines 2 elements, water and coldness and humidity.
Okay.
And Vata contains wind and dryness.
Okay.
And
Thank you,
Pitta
sir.
comprises with cold and heat.
Pitta contains coldness.
Cold
So
and
water
heat.
and coldness is different.
No. Humidity and cold is Kapha.
Okay.
And water and this one is Pitta. I will write it here only. Please observe.
Smile evening, sir.
Okay, sir.
Will
Minute, I
present
will, just a
right?
minute. I will just write.
Okay, sir.
Dryness and wind is representing the Vata. Pitta is heat and coldness. And Kapha is humidity plus coldness. Is it clear?
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, in that also any minimum level, that is 0.15 above only we should take, or any
Here you no need to compare any 0.2 or 0.3. Which is highest one, that is the Vikruti. Okay.
Hello, good evening, sir. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good evening, sir.
हाँ जी सर, मेरी ना कफ प्रकृति है, गले में ना स्टिकी सा जमा रहता है और इंसोमिया भी है मुझे। तो ये इंसोमिया जो कफ की वजह से होगा, गले में स्टिकी सा रहता है और काफ मसल और पाँव में दर्द भी रहता है, फीट में।
You have both Kapha and heat.
कफा एंड हीट। हाँ जी डॉक्टर साहब, यहाँ इंसोमिया की बहुत प्रॉब्लम है और गले में जो स्टिकी सा रहता है।
Can you tell me in English?
I have a problem of substance in the throat and also insomnia.
Phlegm in
Pain
the
in
throat and you have phlegm
हाँ
in the throat and insomnia.
हाँ जी, insomnia can pain in calf muscle or feet.
Maybe Pitta is more.
What should do?
Pain in the calf and pain in leg pain
Feet.
and insomnia.
And toes and feet, pain in toes and feet also.
So that is indicating you have heat is more in the body.
What should we do?
So reduce the spicy, increase the cold foods.
I did not eat any spicy or oily food or dairy products also.
You should take dairy products because you are already insomnia and feet pain means that is indicating that you have more heat and less coldness.
But the remedy for pain in insomnia, what should we do?
So we don't know the exact problem because we can identify through pulse and tongue only. Right now, according to your symptoms, you can apply purple color on left hand little finger below the nail.
Purple color?
Left hand small finger below the nail.
Small finger below the nail.
Yes. So that will make you better sleep.
Thank
Sir, namaste,
you.
sir.
Namaskara.
Sir, in Nadiswara report, we are getting 5 element, one side, another Tridosha.
Tridosha.
So this both are used in which area? Like, you know, it is useful for 5 elements, which is considered for most, mostly for the treatment side.
See,
That is number
treatment
1.
Analysis, everything we are using 5 elements only.
5 elements only. And
Yeah.
Tridosha for the food suggestions?
Yeah, food suggestions and lifestyle corrections.
Lifestyle corrections.
Yes.
So in Tridosha, if you take Vata, Pitta, Kapha, like variations, for example, what is shown, if it is a Kapha variations there, so in which, like if you consider 3 warmers in the body, which warmer will be affected in, most in higher range, and how it varies with the yin yang in the warmers?
So let's take this is your body. This is the three warmers. No?
Yes.
So if the person is having Vata nature, a Vata Vikruti, so it's normally affecting the upper body because it's very light in Vata means it's a wind and air, no? It's very light, normally affect the upper part of the body. Okay.
Yeah.
And next one is Pitta, which is a fire, which is in your body. The fire is generated with liver bile and stomach gastric secretion.
Yeah.
Got it? So that's
Yes, sir.
Pitta is influencing your middle warmer.
Okay.
And Kapha is influenced with lower warmer. It is a heavy and dense and cold in nature.
Yeah.
So normally the person who have more of Kapha, they are normally having the issues in the lower abdomen, like heaviness and maybe some that phlegm. So if the Vata is influenced with Kapha, so they will form the phlegm in the lungs. If the Kapha is influencing the Pitta, the digestion become weak. If Kapha is affected in the lower body, so obviously it is affecting the lumbar and gynec issues. So even though we are dividing Vata, Pitta, Kapha based on their densities, so Vata is very light and momentum, it's upper body. Pitta is very heat, so that is a middle warmer. Kapha is coldness, where kidney and urinary bladder will do the water metabolism. This is the Kapha. So, but if there is any Vikruti of Kapha or Pitta, it may affect anywhere, depending upon which is the weakest part of the body. But normally, most of the times, Pitta, Vikruti, it will first affect the digestion system, then only next it will move to the other one. Okay. So my suggestion is, okay, when we go subdoshas, there in Pitta there is a 5 types of Pitta are there. In Kapha also there is a 5 types of Kapha are there. So then we will go, when you are planning to go with Ayurvedic reports, we are going into the subdoshas. But before that, so you no need to think of subdosha level. Just imagine what is the imbalance out of Tridosha, whether it's a Vata or Pitta or Kapha. So depending upon that Vikruti, just take the precaution. The main precautions is very, very important. For example, if Vata is very high, reduce the protein content food or dry foods. If Pitta is high, reduce the spices. If Kapha is high, reduce the cold, damp and oily and dairy products. Automatically your result will be much faster and better. Got it? So
Yes,
this
sir.
will give you an outer view. What are all the precautions you need to take?
Yeah. And thank you very much for the amazing explanation, sir. Very clear.
Thank you.
Smile evening, sir. This is Kiran from Mumbai.
Yes, madam.
Sir, since last 1 week, I'm suffering from sunstroke, and what is happening? It is like a cold only. Early in the morning, from 3 to 5 o'clock, from one nostril, water is coming, then another nostril, then too much phlegm is coming, like this problem, and the head heaviness completely, and always body is feeling like it tiring, joints are paining, no energy at all, sir, and too much breathlessness, sir. I cannot walk 10 steps also, sir. This much breathlessness problem continue. I have to take the puff, steroid puff.
That is
I am
Pitta.
only not going to office. As humidity increases, this problem trigger up.
So it is, you have Pitta, Vata, Vikruti.
Huh.
Lack of coldness in the body.
Okay.
So just reduce the spices and increase the cold foods.
Sir, no, sir, I never eat the spices, only steamed vegetable. You have seen my health, so taken simply steamed vegetable. And if I even sit below the fan on the fan on the two, I get running nose immediately. This much weakens the body.
Yeah, means it is according to TCM is a lung chi deficiency.
Yeah, sir.
Hmm.
What can I do, sir? See, now also you might be knowing that my voice is not clear. It is too much. The whole day I've felt too much trigger, sir. Problem, breathlessness.
You just
No.
press L11 20 times and update me changes by tomorrow evening.
Sir, in the morning only, 3 o'clock, I press, sir.
L11.
Yeah, sir, 20 times.
What changes happened in whole day?
Sir, early in the morning, from right nostril, continue phlegm was coming for 1 hour. Then it is automatic. After I press L11 20 times, it is stopped. Then again, in between 2 to 4, sir, not phlegm, but running nose and too much sneezing, breathlessness, uh, tremendous sweating, like this problem happens.
Then now it's 9 o'clock. You can go with the liver 3 sedation
Okay,
and update me changes after 3 days.
sure, sir, sure.
Okay, fine.
Thanks.
Sir, one more doubt, sir.
Yeah.
So when you are saying liver 3 sedation, so what the sedation is means pressing only, or it is something different, sir?
No, it's different. We are in TM method, we are using the seeds.
Okay. So sedation means differently you'll keep the seeds.
Sedation and tonification, we are keeping different seeds, that too only 10 minutes. So just apply 10 minutes and wait for a week. You can see the great changes.
No. What is that? Just sorry for asking this question. Sedation and tonification, what you are telling is this is something different from normally putting the seed.
Yeah, it's normally different from Sujok.
Oh,
So
okay.
we are not using multiple points, more seeds and all. Only 1 point, 1 seed, 10 minutes. That's it.
That is called sedation, huh?
So, sedations and tonification, it based on the seed and points, it will change.
Oh, okay, I got it. That means what you are telling is sun point is the sedation point and mother point is the tonification point, and accordingly you are telling the points and keep the seed. Is it correct? My understanding?
No. Sun and mother is a one concept. In TM, like that, we will take more than 10 different concepts.
Okay.
So based on, she told so many inputs. Based on that only, I given that point.
Okay.
It is a we use less than 30 points.
Okay.
And, each and every points we did extensive research since last 8 years.
Okay.
And after putting point, we will tell what happens in another 3-4 days. Now only.
Okay.
That is the way our TM course will work.
Okay, sir. Okay. So normally, yeah. There is a thumb rule is there. No, all mother point is a tonification point. All sun point is a sedation point. That is the reason I just. Okay,
No, it's not. It won't like that. We observed so many changes with each point. For each point, again, there is a preconditions. Before putting that point, what are all the conditions should match with the patient.
Okay.
And what are all the conditions of the pulse and tongue also.
Okay.
So based on that, we will decide the point. Even after giving point also, we won't leave simply. We will observe the changes. What are all the changes happened after each point. Like.
Okay.
It's a well researched and well formed concept. So nowhere we won't try with like a trial and error method. Let's try this point. Not like that.
Okay, okay, got
We
it,
will
sir.
use
Thank you, sir.
all the concepts of yin and yang, 5 elements, and sun mother rule, and even time, biological time clock, and auricular concepts, and even reflexology concepts. Everything we will take and summarize, and we will use all those concepts with only 25 points. That's it.
Okay, okay. 25 points. Okay.
We are not using I think most of the times we are using only 20 points to treat any acute chronic diseases with very good results.
Okay. So this 25 point, whatever you are telling, it is all coming under the 361 points only, no, sir? Or anything you are...
No, within that only, within 360 points, what you are learning, we based on the observation and research, we chosen 1 or 2 points in every meridian.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So, and that will correlate to the body and mind, and we will treat.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks.
So, all these concepts will be covered in the upcoming course.
Sure, sir. Thanks.
Sure.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Interesting. Interesting. Thanks.
Thank you. So regarding the dairy products, I will give you a complete information. Parushete is asking, dairy products what should we avoid? Even should not drink butter or not. So we have a short 10 minutes break and we will come back. I will explain you regarding the kapha or dairy products, why you should avoid and what are all the benefits out of it and when you should take. So you no need to avoid anything permanently lifelong. So you need to take only when it is required. Okay. So just have a 5 minutes break. We will come back. So the first question is about body wellness. Okay, we will do. Okay. Let's take the week look into the three elements. Whenever it is high, it is indicating that very clear statement. If the kapha is more, that is indicating that your water metabolism is not up to the mark. Due to water is not metabolized and it is not sent out properly, there is a stagnation of water in the body. So when there is a stagnation of water in the body, the first thing you need to do, because previously we try to heal the people with acupuncture points or with marma points or with herbal medicines, whatever you do without reducing the cold food, especially dairy, oily and raw vegetables and fruits. This is the must and should. If for anybody of you, if any organ working weak, for example, their performance is weak, that is indicating that they don't have enough yang energy, they have more of yin energy, means kapha is more. When kapha increases, holding increases, but function decreases. For example, if the stomach is not working up to the mark, there will be a lack of hunger, indigestion, acidity, and so many swelling in the body, and the cyst formation in the body will be there. Similarly, whenever the kidney is not working properly, the excess of coldness in the lower abdomen, it is making fluid accumulations in the limbs like edema and
Welcome back, sir. Now you are the co-host.
sorry, there is a network issues.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. So why we are telling the importance of this Vata Pitta Kapha in the food and lifestyle means, I think you met any Ayurvedic doctor across the country. The first suggestion is food. Yes or no? Food plays very important role if you want to get the results. That too, good and permanent results. So that's what overall having excess of kapha nature or kapha energy. My suggestion is avoid cold and oily. Cold is increasing the spleen in energy. Oily is increasing the liver in energy. Avoid both, including raw vegetables and fruits. So most of the diabetes patients, the excess of glucose increase happens due to more kapha. So that's what doctors tells, don't avoid the fruits. So, and sweets. Give any points. If you are not following this, again kapha accumulates and symptoms will recur until unless if you cure completely. Clear? No compromise in the food suggestions. So avoid all the cold, fried, raw vegetables, fruits, and sweets. Sweet means everything which is sweet in taste. Sugar, jaggery, fruits, honey, whatever it is, different ways. Then what should they take? Take fresh cooked food and add little spices in the food and they can take some of the warmers like cereals and some millets, especially foxtail millets and kodo millets. All are warm in nature. If you follow the food, for example, if you have more of coldness or yang deficiency, if it is severe, immediately Nadiswara will show you excess of kapha. That means you avoid all the food which is having coldness. We given the list of the foods which creates the kapha and take the opposite to that, which is spices and millets and protein rich food. Clear? Any doubts here? Fine. Regarding kapha, do you have any questions? Most of the chronic illness having more kapha, like cyst formation, cancer patients, diabetes, and chronic illnesses. How many days? It depends on individual. Someone will recover in 3 months. Someone will take 6 months to 1 year. For chronic cases, up to 2 to 3 years also. If you want to get good results, be stick with your energy variations. Fibroids and cyst which forms in the uterus or ovaries, it is a lack of water metabolism. It's a more of kapha only. Strictly follow this. Don't take any raw vegetables and fruits. It should be cooked in nature. Yes, even endometrial thickness is also kapha only. Diabetes has two types. The diabetes happens due to indeficiency as well as yang deficiency. So, which what I told kapha, this is belongs to the yang deficiency. Clear? If the diabetes due to indeficiency, very good question from Paru. Diabetes due to indeficiency, then we call it as a due to in. In means water. Water is less, the heat is more. So they are having mold pitta nature. Excess hunger, weight loss, air fall, stress, strain, constipation, and skin rashes, itching, all are excess pitta. In TCM terminology, we call it as a indeficiency. Due to deficiency of the water, the pitta is rising up. These people should reduce the spices. And tea and some hot drinks. And processed foods, especially fried, deep fried. Giving points without food follow-up won't give 100% results. So that's what overall having skin diseases or excess heat or empty heat symptoms. These people reduce the spices, tea, coffee, or drinks, and fried foods. Okay, and at the same time, they can take more fruits and raw vegetables and more protein-rich food. IBS also indeficiency. Mucus in stools, it's due to kapha. Yes. Understood? Pitta, excess of pitta, normally it happens in the body due to overwork, overstrain, lack of rest, and lack of losing a lot of kidney essence with more desires, and not giving work gap, and taking a lot of outside food with spices and preservatives and chemically contaminated food, and all the hybrid food are creating the heat in the body. Whatever may be the food, The hybrid food is creating heat in the body. It may be jowar or rice or wheat or anything. We're all having more heat, empty heat in the body or indeficiency in the body. The first step towards food should take avoid hybrid food. Any questions? Welcome. Any questions on indeficiency or Pitta nature? Yes, Sanyappan, you can talk.
The hybrid fruits are linked to this Pitta issues.
Yes. All hybrid food, their lack of essence in them. Due to lack of essence only, there is no much taste and odor. Even they don't have much nourishment. Due to that, there is having Pitta is more, the heat. All PCOD is due to excess of Kapha. Polycystic ovary syndrome, it's because of the water bubbles in the ovaries, because your body is unable to do water metabolism. Why? Because most of the girls are not physically active and taking a lot of the food which creates coldness. Thus, first, increase the physical activity, and second important thing, reduce the coldness. Third important thing, avoid hybrid foods. The kidney essence, it's not only lies with taking very good best foods. Many are thinking, no, oh, if you are kidney essence, I have more money, I will take best food. Nowadays, everyone is having money. Everyone is purchasing good food. It is not only ending there. Are you able to convert your food into essence? That is more important. To convert food into essence, there's so many steps. First, food has to convert into food chi. Your spleen and stomach should work properly. Then it is sent to the lungs. The lung energy should be maximum. Then it goes to the kidney. Your kidney it should be maximum to produce the essence. All these things, again, to conduct all this, liver energy is important. So my suggestion is to improve the essence, to make Pitta and Kapha balanced. You have to take the good quality desi breed food. At the same time, you should have some physical activity and mental calmness. Many people are again thinking that by doing physical activity, I will become stronger. They go to gym and work day and night. They will add 2 hours, 3 hours they are spending in the gym. Finally, they lose the energy. Without mental calmness, all the physical activities that creates the indeficiency. The physical momentum should balanced with emptiness of the mind, what we call it as a zero state of mind. That is very simple to achieve. Just accept what you receive. Just accept what you receive. You expected this much, received this much, accept it. You expected something else it came, accept it. And at the same time, don't lose the hope and don't create irritation of the mind. Simply do your job. So automatically you can create the balance between yin and yang and balance between Kapha and Pitta. Any one thing won't give the solution. Right food, the activity, the mind calmness, and avoiding the stress. All these three, four together brings you the good essence to you. Clear? Any more questions on Pitta and Kapha? I hope you understood this. Let's come to Vata. So in Vata, it is a combination of wind plus dryness. The Vata is indicating the person is having more momentum and lack of moisture in the body. It's a dryness. If the dryness is there, that is indicating two things in the body. One, they have chi deficiency. The second, they have less fluids in the body. Due to that, two things will happen. Due to deficiency of the chi energy in the body, they are unable to create the more nourishment to body. That's what most of the Vata people, they are thin in nature. The second, the fluids are less. The moment fluids are less, so automatically they cannot metabolize more protein rich foods. Overall, having Vata nature, definitely after taking protein rich food, there lot of flatulence will be there, and gastritic will be there, and mouth dryness will be there, constipation will be there. All these things, they are unable to metabolize protein. So reduce the protein. And take more water rich foods or more fluid rich foods. So most of the food, our ancestors, they're taking food in the form of ganji, liquid. So for Vata people, whether they are eating anna sambar or whether they are eating any different types of food, they should eat in the form of liquid. That is what our Indian tradition food. Rice dal, chawal dal, or roti sabji, okay, or ganji. In Kerala and dal, they use ganji. In Karnataka, they use ragi sari. One or other way, take the food in a liquid format. Clear? If you have any doubts, please text me in the chat box. So Vata is responsible for momentum in the body. When it is imbalance in the Vata, definitely there is a stiffness of the muscles and causes the pain. Even sometimes the Pitta also plays very important role, because whenever Pitta increases in the joints, so that reduces the fluids and in turn which changes the shape of the joints, like a slip disc or a spondylosis is what we call. There and all Pitta will be more. So again, what I given the chart, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. The upper body is Vata, middle is Pitta, and the lower is Kapha. So all three are responsible for creating the issues or pain or tremors or anything. So of course, we are learning the in-depth how to treat each and a different ways of the different issues by using TCM concept. But along with that, have a one eye towards the food. Whatever treatment you give, don't send the patient outside without giving the food instructions. Is it clear? Tremors in the hand, it is due to Vata. Vata is only creating the momentum. So all the Vata people can eat fruits, but avoid dry fruits. Gastric is due to dryness in the digestion system. Dryness is making you chi deficiency. You are unable to digest the food. When digestion system becomes weak, you get all the gastric and acidity symptoms. So the primary concern for gastric people is avoid crispy, fried, and spices, and sour. This is more important. Boils and ulcers due to Pitta only. Only one side pain, it is due to gallbladder wind is excess. It's a Vata only again. But in Chinese meridian we are calling as a gallbladder. Yeah, if you are not doing heavy work, Ganji is not required. You remove from the rice and eat, because it's very high starch. Warts on the skin is due to dryness. It's a Vata nature. Avoid the food dryness and take the food which is cold and fluid in nature. Any questions? No appetite, it's a coldness in the body. No hunger means the kapha is more. Reduce the cold food and take the spices. Sinusitis is a water accumulation. Again, it's a kapha only. Heavy flow in the menopause is due to empty heat. There is a indeficiency either in the stomach or in the urinary bladder. Menopause, it's due to indeficiency. There's a lack of fluids in the body and there's a increasing in the empty heat. So reduce the empty heat means reduce the pitta food and take the kapha related foods. Gallbladder comes under Vata, not Pitta. Sweating after eating, it's excess of dampness, damp heat in the body. So overall, having heavy flow, menopause, and then avoid Pitta related food and take Kapha creating foods. Yes, Shazin, you can unmute and talk.
Sir, insomnia is due to high pitta, no?
Insomnia happens with the two reasons. It happens with more wind and as well as more heat. So means due to Vata as well as Pitta.
Okay, so one patient I have been treating for insomnia. He is really healthy, fully healthy, but only issue is insomnia for almost 30-40 years.
Give wonderful results. Reduce Vata and reduce Vata related food and give some Kapha related food.
Yeah, food and all he is doing properly, but the issue is that he is overthinking. So can we treat overthinking through Nadi-shira?
Yeah, 100%. Take the pulse and follow the Nadiswara points. You can get very good results within 2 to 3 weeks.
No, I have been treating him for a few months now, but there is no change in that issue.
You do one thing, share the report, Nadiswara report in WhatsApp.
Okay.
I'll give you one right point tomorrow morning.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. How to find out the Prakruti of the body? Just Google it, the Prakruti questions. There is a 20-25 questions. By filling that, you can come to know your Prakruti. Yeah, excess of Pitta is making heel cracks in the heels. Points should be based on the, again, diagnosis. Because my suggestion is, without knowing patient history and proper diagnosis, don't try the points. Points are so powerful. Heel pain due to Kapha, not Pitta. The excess of calcinations for excess of accumulation, stagnation is there. The heel pain due to Kapha. Okay. Avoid cold food, take some warm foods. The principle of healing in Ayurveda is take you from Vikruti to Prakruti. Rheumatoid arthritis is excess of Kapha. Rheumatoid arthritis happens, the phlegm accumulation in the joints. It's because of the Kapha. Osteoarthritis, it's a Pitta. There's so many practitioners in Nadiswara practitioners in Coimbatore. You just text in the Joshi Kerala group, you get this contacts. Uric acid, it's a liver coldness. Varicose veins, it's a muscular weakness. Urticaria is excess of Vata. Gallbladder, it's a damp heat in the liver and gallbladder. Reduce the liver heat means it's excess of Pitta only making the even gallbladder stones and as well as kidney stones. So reduce the heat foods and increase the Kapha or coldness put in the body. Urticaria is a excess of wind, Vata. It's not Pitta. Skin rashes, red rashes is a Pitta. Urticaria, it's not making red rashes. It's a dryness all over skin and making itching. Black's eczema is a coldness. Remove ganji and eat. You can eat without removing also. It's not an important. The only thing excess of starch will be there. How to reduce liver coldness? Take pomegranate juice around 11:30, around morning 11:30, weekly once or twice. You can even take lime juice weekly once. Take around 11:30. Even for liver stagnation also, pomegranate juice works wonderfully. Protein leakage is there means you have to strengthen kidney and liver. They are not working properly. So points we cannot give based on Pitta, Vata and this one. For acupuncture points are defined based on the meridians. So you have to go with meridian analysis, then only we can take the points. Okay. Here we can derive the food. Okay. So bedwetting is due to Pitta. Reduce Pitta and increase Kapha, bedwetting will be clear. IBS is a indeficiency. Cervical spondylosis is Pitta. Vata Pitta nature. Urine flow, it means excess of Pitta is there. Reduce the spices and increase the cold food. Gallbladder stones is a damp heat in the liver. So I think today we got enlightening on the importance of Vata Pitta Kapha and as well as the food suggestions, what to avoid and what to take. So this is given the just the initial thought on food. So definitely in near classes in a TM course, we are going the food based on each and every meridian and organ and even how we can make it food as medicine. So today we got introduced the importance of Vata Pitta Kapha and how you can balance with food. So thank you very much for attending the class and see you next week. Okay. Thank you, Lalita Madam and Joshi sir. See you next week. Good night.
Thank you, sir. So many people are asking for this color and number therapy, sir.
That we will.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, all participants. Thank you, Joshi sir. Thank you, Basaraj sir. We will meet again for a Basaraj sir's lecture next week on Friday at the same time. Thank you and good night.